Diane in Denmark here, and today we're going to have a little question and answer session because we haven't had one of those for a couple of weeks. I was away in Scotland last weekend and there's been lots going on. Anyway, as I said, we'll have a quick question and answer session. As usual, just a few ground rules. I am not the oracle. I don't have the answer to everything, but I've generally got a suggestion for everything. If you ask my mum, she'll say that I'm really bossy and, you know, I like to decide everything. Doing well. Anyway, I've got suggestions for you, but if you have any main specific things about, for example, Flylady, you can always go to flylady.net. I no longer work as a mentor for Flylady Premium, but all the information is on flylady.net. There's a little search box, so you can always go in there. And the other thing is, if I post something on Instagram, if I mention that I'm making a recipe, if I don't put in a link, it's because you can probably Google it yourself. So don't, don't think, oh, and ask me what the thing is. It's normally something that you can find yourself on Google. Anyway, I've got a few questions this week, and a lot of things were Flylady related, so I'll start off with those. And remember, my videos are generally 15 minutes long because I don't want you sitting on your bahookie there. Hopefully you will be able to do something when you're listening to me, whether it is cleaning the windows or folding laundry or doing a bit of filing at the office, watering the office plants. And I was just thinking, I hope it's not kind of too bright today with all the colours, because I've got my pink top on, which always makes me feel kind of alive in this dull weather. And I've got my Easter decorations there and my candles out. So I feel like it's a bit like looking at a sweetie shop today. And just for some of you who asked, you wanted a wee close-up. This is my Easter egg tree. If you saw the video that I did over at Vibeka's house the other day, she was showing you her tree and we showed you how to make the secret snowdrop letters. This is my one, and I really love these little birds that I got, was it last year I bought those? And I have these really cute tiny ones. Can you see the wee dicky bird there, the wee dicky bird? I've got a whole set of those, but they're over in our house in Sweden. You know, we have a Swedish summer cabin, a weekend cabin. And we normally always have Easter, you know, I always spend Easter in Sweden. So all my wee dicky birds ones are over there. But anyway, I had a few eggs, so that's why, and I haven't put in Tweet and Sparky's feathers because they're like this size, but I might add some. Anyway, you'll see that, you know, on the photos of my sink, shiny sink on Instagram. So let me put that back. So we're all hoogy here for Easter. So anyway, to get down to the questions, the first question I got was about people who are working outside the home, you know, who are physically, you know, putting on their shoes or their stilettos and leaving the house to go out to work. How do you fit the Flylady system into your work life? Now, I generally don't talk about specifics for people with small kids or people who are ill, because as I've said to you time and time again, you adjust the system to suit you. But what I can say to you is the system, you just apply the system as you do to your home. For example, I've told you before, I was very organised at work. And I didn't find Flylady until I left Luxembourg and we came here. And when I had my son and my daughter here, he was about six, seven. He was starting school. They start quite late in Denmark. And I was panicking, and that's when I found Flylady. But if I had had that system when I was working at the European Court of Justice, I would have been even more organised than I was at the time. Now, what you can do is, if you go into, you know, the Flylady website, flylady.net, Flylady actually has an office control journal. There are lots of control journals there. Say, for example, you want one for your kids. Don't force it down their throats, please. But there's a student control journal. There is, of course, the holiday control journal that I've showed you how we get ready for, Christmas, or get ready for Easter, get ready for a big party. There are lots of control journals on the Flylady website. They're all available either as a PDF or one that you can, a document that you can actually go in and, type in your own information. So go and have a look at the Flylady website. Anyway, it's called the Office Control Journal. And if I remember rightly, it shows you, it's got like, I can't remember, it's probably like 20 or 30 pages. And there are 2 pages, and one will be an example of what your routine would be like, your morning routine and your evening routine for the house, for your home. And then on the other side, there will be an example of what your routine will be for the office. And it's the same principles. I mean, I've said this before. Flylady, getting things done, KonMari, Miracle Morning, all these things are time management, and it's just putting things into the right order, writing them down so we don't kind of forget what we're meant to be doing. And what you will have is, for working at the office, you will have the morning routine in the office and the evening routine in the office. And I'll give you some examples. Like in the morning when you get to the office, now, I no longer work outside the home in an office, but I did that for, goodness knows how many years. And I would make the mistake this was early in my days, my working girl days. I would get to the office and immediately, I'm not even going to say switch on the computer, because when I first started working in the office, we didn't have computers. We didn't even have electronic typewriters. It was electric typewriters. But let's say you're getting to the office. Your first thought might be to switch on the computer, or boot up the computer and start checking emails and everything that's come in during the night since you've been away from the office. Don't go down that road. If at all possible, get yourself a timer. Just if you can get yourself, let me just grab them. If you can actually get yourself a physical timer, keep that on your desk. When you come into the office in the morning, once you get your coat off, hang your coat up in the correct place. Put your handbag, in your locked drawer. Those kind of things. Don't start talking to people and answering stuff, just do like you would do at home in the morning, get dressed to shoes. So you're taking off your coat, hanging up your coat and putting your handbag away. Set your timer for 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, and instead of kind of looking at everything that needs to be done and answering urgent emails, just take 5 minutes just to see what's in the office. Make yourself a cup of coffee, get yourself into the right frame of mind. And the basic things like checking your office diary. Hopefully you've got, an office diary. If possible, not the electronic ones, because sometimes it's kind of difficult, we're kind of sucked into that screen the whole time. But see what's coming up for your day. Hopefully you've also got a plan, a getting things done plan of things that you need to check on the computer, things that you need to speak to somebody in the office, whether it's your boss or somebody below you or somebody outside the firm, things that you have to speak to somebody about. You probably also have another list of things that need action, basic things like doing some, filing, watering the plants. So take 5 minutes just to kind of settle yourself down, and don't kind of jump in with both feet and start answering emails, because what will happen is you'll get overwhelmed with information. You haven't even got your coat off, you haven't got, the computer set up, and you're already kind of feeling frazzled. And at the end of the day, you will do the same thing. At the end of the day, instead of leaving your desk like a big huge mess and all these things piling up on it, you're going to look through, you spend another 5 minutes, switch off the computer. You're going to spend another 5 minutes writing down, what do I need to do tomorrow? What is first on the agenda? Is it phone calls? Is it something that I physically have to do? So that you've just got, a buffer for the start of the day and for the end of the day. Now, you may think, well, I don't go out to work, I don't need any of that. the same, I would say the same applies to you. You know, I do the same thing when I work from home, part-time from home. Treat that, or treat, you know, if you're at home with the kids, treat that as if you were working outside of the home. You know, you've got a morning routine, you've maybe got an afternoon routine, you know, doing a quick 5-minute tidy up with the kids before you start prepping dinner. So just make it easy on yourself. Don't kind of have yourself pulled in all different directions. Make sure that you take 5 minutes for yourself just to kind of ground yourself, see what's coming up. See what's coming up tomorrow, check the diary, just like we do in the evening routine at home, you know. What's coming up tomorrow? Am I going to a meeting? Do I need to wear, you know, my corporate suit? Or is it dress down Friday? Or is it the launch of Easter beer, as it is here in Denmark? So there can be various things coming up. Anyway, I won't go too much more into that, but main thing is that you look at the Flylady website and maybe download that office control journal. That's a great starting point. Right, also another Flylady question, which I get a lot. How much time do I spend on my routines? Now, I've said this before, it's like how long is a piece of string, but I'll try and kind of be honest with you today and show you or tell you how much time I spend on it, and hopefully it will be an eye-opener for you, because I get a lot of questions about how many missions should I be doing? Should I be doing the 5 missions? You will see me posting on Facebook, nonsense, on YouTube. I normally post 2 videos per week which are Flylady related. Normally on a Monday, not always, but basically on a Monday, you'll see me saying, hooray, it's a new Flylady zone, you know, and we've moved into, you know, this week was zone 4, the master bedroom. And I video myself in real time, detail cleaning whichever room or rooms it is. And I'm being honest with you here, often that is the only time I spend in that room once a week, you know, doing detail cleaning. And I mean, you've seen me, I can detail clean a room in about 15 minutes. Sometimes I might run the vacuum cleaner, sometimes I do it when I'm filming. I try not to do it because it's too noisy. But generally it takes me 15 minutes in the zone per week. I am not doing 15 minutes in the zone every day of the week, because that would just be superfluous. I really don't need to do it. So once a week, 15 minutes, I'll spend 15 minutes cleaning, and then you'll see me doing another video which is usually a 15-minute declutter in the zone, and you see me in real time with my bags or boxes, give away, put away, throw away, you know, recycle, or give to Vibeke as well is the new one. And that is often the decluttering that I do per week. So I've got 15 minutes of cleaning, 15 minutes of decluttering, and you know, I've said to you often, you know, I'm standing here making dinner at night, and I might, you know, just open one of the drawers and say, oh, okay, hold on, that's a bit messy. I can, you know, pick up the cutlery, the spoons and the forks, give a wee wipe round, but I'm not spending 15 minutes every day of the week on, you know, detail cleaning or on the mission, because I'm doing it consistently, because I'm doing the Flylady system consistently. You don't need to do all 5, I mean, I've said this, you must be sick of hearing it by now. You don't need to do all 5 missions. If it helps you to start somewhere and do the missions, because they are quite, you know, it's quite exciting when you first find Flylady and finally somebody's telling you what to do. Go ahead and do the missions, but there is no need to be spending 15 minutes every day. So that's my cleaning and my decluttering. And then along with that, I've got my morning routine and my evening routine. I mean, you've seen the videos about that. You've seen me, you know, I get up in the morning, the coffee's already prepped, I go back upstairs and I get myself ready, you know, shower, dry my hair, put on my makeup, and then I make the bed, and then come downstairs, have breakfast. The kids help to put everything in the dishwasher, run the dishwasher, and then whoever is out last gets to reset the table for dinner and put the dishes away. So I try and make sure that I'm out before the kids. And I do a swish and swipe when I'm in the bathroom, either the upstairs one or the downstairs one. And I don't do a swish and swipe every day in both bathrooms because it ain't necessary. So that's my morning routine. And then the evening routine, actually during my morning routine, that's when I choose my outfit for the next day, because when I put away my laundry in the morning, and it makes sense for me just to pull out the next outfit while I'm there, because you know me, I like to save time. And then in the evening, it's just really checking my calendar for the next day. Am I going to, on Wednesday it was an AGM of my ladies group, and then it was a bank meeting in the evening, and the other day, there was a meeting at school and my daughter's birthday. So just looking at the calendar and basically setting up the coffee machine for the next day. That's a necessity for me. And then once we've had dinner, that is the last part of my evening routine. And as soon as we have eaten dinner, nobody gets to leave the kitchen until everything is off the table. You're sitting on my the kitchen table. Everybody takes their plates, cups, puts them, gives them a rinse off, pops them in the dishwasher. Everything, all the condiments and whatever from the table goes back in the fridge. Everybody helps to clear up, and I just wipe down the surfaces, and then I take a photo, of the shiny sink. So when you see me posting on Instagram, if I say that we have that my evening routine is finished at 6:55, you can kind of work out that we have eaten dinner at 6:30. If my evening routine is finished at 7:30, then we've eaten dinner at 7 o'clock. It takes about half an hour from actually eating dinner to getting cleared up. So also don't wait and do things like looking at the outfit and clearing off a hot spot. Don't do that after dinner, because you're going to be too tired. If possible, while you're waiting for dinner to cook, go and do a hot spot. And the other thing about what I do on a weekly basis, of course I've got the daily focus. I did a whole video series about 3 weeks ago, and I showed you every day what my daily focus was, like the Flyladies, whether it's errand day, plan and play day, how I do that. And the weekly home blessing hour, because somebody asked a question about this, I think it was Julie. The weekly home blessing hour, I do papers on a daily basis, the newspapers that come in, free newspapers, we don't have any subscriptions, and any post that comes in I deal with on a daily basis. I change sheets generally on a Sunday, because I like to go to bed on a Sunday with clean sheets. And the rubbish and recycling, that goes out the night before pickup. So on a Monday, I do my weekly home blessing on a Monday. It's normally 4 tasks, but it's actually 3, because the bit, as I've told you, of me cleaning windows or polishing mirrors, anything that's kind of glass or shiny, I do that in the actual zone that we're in. So, and it doesn't even take me 10 minutes to clean the windows in here. You've seen me doing that. So when I'm in zone 4, I clean the inside of the windows. When I'm in zone of, the bedroom windows, when I'm in zone 5, I do the inside of the living room windows. When I'm in zone 1, I do the hall windows and the dining room windows. Zone 2, kitchen, and zone 3, bathroom and one other room. So you can see I really don't spend a lot of time cleaning or decluttering. But because I'm consistent with it, it doesn't matter, if I miss a day, or as I said before, if I'm off on holiday, if I'm off on vacation. The main thing is that you're consistent with your routines, because if you're consistent with it, you spend less and less time cleaning, and it really does, the place does kind of clean itself. Oh, and okay, I'll answer one more Flylady question, and then we'll all go off, because it's Friday. Woohoo! Friday, last day of the week. Somebody asked about, I had posted on Instagram the other day about Plan and Play Day Tuesday. And somebody said, but Plan and Play Day Tuesdays in Flylady is a free day. Well, that's a very old version of Flylady, and it used to be on a Tuesday that Marla would have it as her free day, like there was no kind of daily focus, it was just basic routines. And she did that because she would keep the day free because she was going out for lunch with friends or whatever it is. But she changed it because, I mean, not everybody is going out for lunch with friends, or, you know, if you've got small kids, you can't get out anywhere. So she changed it, and I really like, I prefer the new system. Well, new system, it's like 10 years old or something. So Monday's weekly home blessing hour, which you can spread over the week or do on a Saturday if it suits you. Tuesday is now plan and play, which I think is really good because that's the time that I plan my menu, and, you know, see what's coming up for the weekend, and, you know, that works really well for me, that plan and play Tuesday. Wednesday is anti-procrastination day, and, you know, clean out your fridge and see, you know, what needs used up in there for food. And because you've done that, planned your meal Tuesday, used up what you have Wednesday, that fits in really well with errand day on a Thursday, bringing in the new groceries. That just kind of fits really well for me. And then Friday is date night, clean out your purse and your car. And as I said, I've done videos on all the daily focus, so if you need all the information about that. So Tuesday is no longer a free day. I mean, you can make it free day if you like, you know, it's up to you, but I don't like doing the thing, because the old thing was Tuesday was free and Friday was desk day, you know, paying bills and stuff. I find that on a Friday I've got enough going on and I'm looking forward, you know, to the weekend. I do not want to be sitting at a desk paying bills. I would rather do that at the beginning of the week on the Tuesday. So that's why I prefer the Flylady's new plan for that. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you back because I did say my videos are, you know, 15-20 minutes. If you've got any more questions, keep them coming. I'm really sorry I can't answer, you know, every question one-to-one. I wouldn't be a very good mentor if I, you know, was kind of frazzled and trying to answer everybody. As I said before, I am not here, this is not a job for me. I'm not on YouTube as a job. It's like volunteering. I've always done a lot of volunteering, so that's why I'm not trying to make money from YouTube videos. You know, kudos to those who are doing it as a business. I'm just here because I love the Flylady system, and also tell you more about Denmark and Hygge and all the candles. But if you have questions, keep them coming, but if you can make sure that they are posted publicly. I don't often go into the private messages because there's a lot of weird stuff that comes in the private messages, so I look in there occasionally. But if you have a question, put it in, you know, something in public on Instagram or YouTube, and quite often I'll be able to cover it here because probably if you've got that question, you know, others have got the same question too. Anyway, time to get on with things. It's Friday. I hope you have a fantastic Friday, whatever you are doing today. We'll be doing our usual, having our favourite snacks with the family and watching Disney show and all the usual things that we do in Denmark on a Friday. And I will see you at the weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to put out the video tomorrow or on Sunday of our 40-day declutter challenge. We are into the home stretch. Today is day 33, so there's only a week to go because, you know, the last day is Easter. But anyway, keep going with your one item a day. I know a lot of you have seen so much success with this because before you were trying to do the 30 bags in 30 days or 40 bags for the 40-day challenge, and you know, it's too much, but the one item is great, and then you find more stuff every day. So anyway, keep going with that, and I shall see you over the weekend. So anyway, time for me to get a glass of water. I've been talking the hind legs off a donkey. Diane in Denmark saying, live long and prosper. May the Danish Hygge be with you. I hope you can get some little branches from the garden or from a friend and decorate with a few eggs. And I shall see you very soon. Okay. Live long, prosper. Bye for now.